You were sent by the gods to protect this world.
Where we begin does not define who we will become. You carry the blade of Leonidas. Act like it. Remember, the fate of Greece journeys with you.
What's up, everyone? This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and this is going to be the real episode 128 of GG's The Mouthful podcast.
GG! Welcome, everybody, to episode number 128.
28.
I was going to say 58.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
For
wow.
some reason, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you say the number, even though you clearly did. So, yeah, welcome, everybody. We are live, finally.
Yes, we are. That voice, of course, is Mr. David Santos, aka Dream Twister.
Hey, yo!
What is up, sir?
Nothing, man. Just Friday night, ready to do some great podcasting.
Hell yeah.
See what we need to talk about and how we do.
So, guys, if this is your first time tuning in, first off, thanks so much for listening. And please go to goodgame.tech. That takes you right to our Facebook group, Good Game GG. And, of course, join the conversation there. We got lots of good people there. Also, if you are also listening to this as a podcast, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. What we normally do, guys, is we go into what we've been up to and then move into some news items and then finally finish with our hot topic of the week. And our hot topic this week, sir, is the new business of grinding. Yes.
The new old business.
The new old business.
Some might say is the oldest
reinvented business.
The oldest profession.
Oh, wow.
ever.
Yeah.
The first, very
right next
first
to prostitution. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Which also involves a lot of grinding.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I see how you did there, sir.
I'm just here.
Well played, brother.
Thank you. I'm just here sipping my gin and juice.
You sure are.
Laying back.
And you're smiling a lot more than normal.
I got my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
Nice.
These are the elements of merriment that you prepared.
Yes.
I basically thought, okay, this is what I have. I know it's not much.
It was literally an alcohol and a mixer. It's like, okay.
And it's like pick from whatever is in here. And of course, Arnaldo being the bartending MacGyver, he was able to put something together that I was like, why didn't I think of that? It's the easiest thing.
Yeah, gin and juice.
It's literally a song.
Yeah, it's in its name.
Yes, but it goes to show you how much I know.
Fair enough, sir.
How much I know of life.
I am sticking to beer because I'm a beer guy and I'm watching my weight. No, not really.
But beer, I was gonna say,
not really. Yeah. If I was watching my weight, my God,
you'll be having
I would. Yeah,
fizzy water.
Fizzy water, indeed.
Fizzy water's all right.
It is good, although I hear it has cockroach stuff in it. But we'll find out. We'll find out truth about that later.
Oh, on the news.
Yes,
on the news.
Exactly. Tune in to this week's show as LaCroix finds out that they're being shut down for poisoning millions. No, I kid. That's none of that is substantiated, and we're not even going to talk about that. So we'll move into.
You know what? You're going to the bathroom. You're being inundated by poop particles. So,
oh my God!
If you can survive poop particles, you can survive a little bit of cockroach piss.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Yeah, there you go.
So, why not?
It's been proven by science.
I think so.
Yeah.
Science Magazine, Popular Mechanics, or something like that.
Popular Science.
Popular Science.
There you go.
That's the one. All right, guys. So yeah, let's start the show, sir. What have you been up to?
Me? Yes. Oh, little old me. Well, I finally finished my project. I am happy. I am so glad.
I can see it too. It's very pretty.
It is. Thank you. It is my code name, Project Temperance.
So what is the Corsair? Is that the actual brand of what's in there?
That's the brand of the of the fan of the water cooling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just, of course, they're gonna take every opportunity to brand the shit out of
I guess
everything.
so, yeah.
It's but no,
That tells you how little I know when I go, ooh, is that a
Corsair?
component? Is that a special component?
You
No,
know what?
that's just a,
the
a
effort
fan.
is appreciated. Hey, Ronaldo, what is this part?
Where am I looking at? Because you're blocking with your hand.
The part in the middle.
That's the. That's the thing that didn't fit before. The video card.
The video card, exactly.
Why do they call it a card when it's like literally the size of a small PlayStation 2? I'm like, what the hell?
I was expecting you to go into, that's the Excel, GTX, PowerPoint, 90.
I've studied up a little, sir.
Oh yes, you've been studying the YouTubes.
I have.
how to do
I have,
how to
yes.
build your
Yes,
system.
there was this crazy video which I'm probably going to try to follow. It was from
The Verge.
The Verge.
Oh
yeah,
my God,
yeah,
The Verge building video.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah. I learned a little something from it.
Yikes! For those who did listen last week episode, that was the video that made me jump into like
It's the reason why your project started.
my project started, exactly, because that video was showing you all the very 100% wrong ways of putting a machine together. It sounded like comedy. Honestly, it sounded like a parody, like comedy. And if it would have been treated like that, that video would have been genius.
Oh my God,
it would have
yeah.
been the funniest thing.
3 million views.
But the fact that it was serious and it was coming from The Verge and it was sponsored by Capital One, it was like, oh,
That's the
my
worst.
God.
That is the worst.
By the way, it got taken down already, but there's still impression videos that exist on the YouTube. I will highly recommend, especially if you're into PC gaming, to look for reaction, the $2,000 Verge build reactions, and that'll be hilarious. But no, mine. I originally have put together a small one, and it didn't fit all the components, like the video card. It didn't let me close the tempered glass. It didn't let me close the machine. So I ended up replacing all those parts, and this one being a much bigger case. But for some reason on the inside, having almost the exact same issue, where my video card is just you said it, it's the size of a small PlayStation 2.
Yeah. The PlayStation 2, the redid one that they was mad small. That's what it looks like.
But they usually are the size of a Vita, No, the Vita cards are actually maybe the cheaper one, but this one. I was having a little bit of trouble again to close it. Like the cables on the side, they are literally touching the glass, but at least nothing is pushing into the motherboard.
Yeah,
so
that's
I'm okay.
important. Yeah,
I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Exactly. It's not gonna cause a fire or an explosion or anything like that. And hey, if the Verge computer booted, mine should be able to, no problem.
So you should be fine. Sir.
No problem. So that was, and that was actually a system that I wanted to also build, because I was preparing myself to play Forza Horizon, which I couldn't play over the weekend that was released because I had the other computer that didn't work. So I spent last weekend putting this one together and testing it and all that. So now that this was working, I've been playing a lot of Forza Horizon. Yeah, and I have something to say about the Forza, because I am a huge fan of the Forza Horizon series. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love the first one. The second one, it was not as good to me because it didn't feel like suddenly the what I like about those games is the feeling of that that celebration, that party that's going on, mm-hmm. that festival, and on the first one they down on it so very well to where it actually felt like this was a living world, and on top of that you could just go anywhere and race and all the stuff, a lot of cars. The good stuff about the Forza, or the original Forza games, as far as car models and details, but without the heavy emphasis on the simulation.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of simulation. If you want to go,
stuff,
the gearhead stuff, you can actually go in and tweak if you want to, but it's never put in your face. That you must do it. So races can be as easily as going to this part with the car that you have. Depending on the car, sometimes or more often than not, the car that you have will either make the race that you've been, so you don't find yourself in a lot of occasions, or you can't race it because you didn't bring the right type of car. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, oh, you brought out Toyota Corolla, say, even though I'm not sure that one is there. I'll be surprised if it's
Corolla. God.
Let's just say Toyota Corolla. No, because I think there's there's weird licensing thing with Toyota.
Do they still have the Supra? They use Supra. Used to be big.
I haven't seen a Supra either.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that
Toyota's not in this.
I'm thinking Toyota's not there. Yeah,
that's what happens. They couldn't pay for the license, man.
Yeah, no,
that's what it is.
The distinguished license of Toyota. So, but let's just say, for example, you bring, that type of car. Now, the race, you got to be racing with against vehicles of similar nature.
Oh, okay.
So
it makes sense.
Not find yourself in a disadvantage.
Of course,
you don't want to bring like a factory default, vehicle for racing, because obviously it's got to be harder for you to race. Also, it depends on the difficulty level. But I've often found myself that if I just grab a new car. Mm-hmm. And they put me against other cars that are of similar nature, those other cars are fine-tuned for, to race. And if I go in factory, I'm never gonna.
You're screwed.
I'm never gonna be competitive enough. So I like that, that aspect of it. And oftentimes, if it's something completely different, like if it's an off-road race, you bring in a McLaren and it's an off-road race, obviously you're not going to race a McLaren. Although you could, but they just give you the option of, okay, use one of the cars that you already have on your garage, like they call it here, because we're in England on this festival,
the garage.
On the garage, or you can buy it. You can straight up buy it, right there.
Okay.
And and tune it and be ready. Which you gotta make sure that you have enough credit in the bank for it, which you usually do because you get credits easily.
Is there microtransactions, sir?
Not well. Yes, but not there. There isn't yet. It's not like Forza 7 where it became predatory. Mm-hmm. There's nothing like that.
Forza 7 had loot boxes.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You don't get. There's nothing like.
But there's nothing like
that.
Here.
No.
It's just okay.
No.
That's cool.
What was I going to say? The other thing, so I've been enjoying this one. However, I have my little gripes with it. Okay. Forza Horizon 3, which came out 2 years ago. I really enjoyed that one. That one took place in Australia. And it was a very strong sense of that festival, of that celebration, of that craziness going all around. And also, Australia is freaking beautiful to drive around.
Oh yeah,
so it was really cool to be driving along the coastline of the beaches and stuff like that. It was beautiful. Over here, it's mostly England, which arguably it's beautiful, but maybe not as exotic. At least to me, at least to the areas that I've been driving, nothing stands out to me like, oh, this is like amazing, except for some areas that have castles and stuff like that.
It has seasonal changes too, though, so you can do snow and all that good stuff.
Yes, I have a love-hate relationship with that also,
oh, wow. Okay.
as well, because even though I love in concept, I love the idea of the seasons. They make the game quite different. Mm-hmm. And you can feel it, on the racings, the environment, everything looks so different. It's almost like I was racing during winter, and then when it was spring again, it was surprising the level, how different the game looked, and you played it. Obviously, your cars are handling very differently than when they're handling in the snow.
Yeah.
The problem I have with that is that it kind of now, I can't think of a way to go around this. It kind of almost directs you into the type of vehicles that you should be driving now.
Oh,
you know.
wow.
So for
you
example,
can't drive anything you want.
no, you can,
Okay.
but you could find yourself. I mean, and I guess this won't matter to me. I find myself being in a little bit of a disadvantage. Say, for example, in spring, it tends to rain a lot. There's a lot of mud, so I want to be using vehicles that have like all-wheel drive or grippy, which is, I guess, that's good because it makes you branch out, you know. But maybe you're not feeling driving that type of vehicle. You know, maybe you just want to like book it on your Ferrari, which they have like hundreds of them. And that could become a problem if you find yourself, quote unquote, trapped into a season that you don't really wish to play. Because the way it works is that at first, at the first round, or what I would call the long tutorial, is you're going through the motions of all the seasons.
Okay.
You know. After that, after you do all the seasons, you start in fall, and then you go all the way through summer again. And when it's time to go to fall again, now the game opens up to whatever is on the servers. You know, the Microsoft servers will determine, okay, for this week or two, I don't know exactly how long. This is going to be the season, you know. Now, granted, you're not forced to stay on that. You could actually change it. I've been told. I don't know how to just yet, but I've been told that you could actually change that if you prefer not to be stuck. But I don't know if you have to like then not play online if it's offline only because online it's the servers are going to dictate.
Some caveats or something.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I haven't gotten to the part where I have that feeling of the festival being something like super
Festivus.
Yeah, very very festive. And I think that it all stems from the fact that I feel like the game is putting a lot of new things, but it might be suffering also because it has a lot of new things to where some things have been let loose a little bit. Like I find myself getting stuck sometimes in areas, not like a strong bug. Like obviously, I got myself into a hill that I was not supposed to climb, but because the game lets me go everywhere and destroy anything, I can just I can climb up this crazy like rock mountain and then find myself stuck to the point where the only way to get out of there is just to ask for another car to get into a different car. Like go to the menu, select a different car. And when the screen, it goes to loading screens, and when it comes back, you're on the road, on the road again. So I don't remember that ever happening on Forza Horizon 3. Now, whether it's because of maybe the terrain is different, maybe this one is a little bit more hilly because there are a lot of freaking hills over here versus
Australia. I think is
maybe a little bit more plain.
Flatlands, yeah.
Flatlands. Okay, so maybe it's a product of that. Also, I understand why they do this, but I personally do not like the fact that my cars are very indestructible in the sense of
indestructible?
In the sense that I can run like there could be when you're driving when you're playing a car racer and you hit like a wall, it tends to like. You hit that wall. I mean, you're hitting. You don't go through that wall, kind of like breaking it, even if it's made of stones. Now they're not big walls, but it doesn't matter. Even if it's a little one, it should be creating enough damage to stop that car. And instead, you're just piling through them to the point where it just feels like, for fun, quote unquote, you can just pile through everything: little fences,
trees,
poles. Trees depends. There's some trees that are large enough to where they will stop you like that. Like I was doing 327 miles per hour on a McLaren.
327 miles per hour. Kilometers. Okay.
Yeah, kilometers.
Okay.
Yeah. That's another thing. I changed it to kilometers because I'm in England.
And you messed yourself up apparently.
but the thing is, I was going really fucking fast.
Yeah.
But I lost control and I hit this tree and I should have the car should have exploded. And instead, what it did was it stops you dead, and it breaks the window. My car suddenly is not responding. It's like it drives very slow, but it still drives. It's like, oh man, maybe the damage maybe that should be the next step, right? This time they give us like the seasons. Maybe next year they could do better destructible collisions. Better collision, because I feel like sometimes it's kind of weak that I can just plow through everything.
Yeah, I guess
because then what's the point of the roads if I can just take the best shortcut, which is just do a straight line, go A to B, destroying whatever is in my path, and so it's not like it literally does it like that, to the sense where it belittles the game.
The
like
game,
it's not that, but it does it enough to where it's like, okay, I can't suspend my disbelief, this much.
Is that what it is? You think they went a little too open world, sandbox-ish?
I think they're doing it just for the fun of it, and that to me is not fun, because then again, what's the use of the roads? Then if we can just plow through the middle of everything, even bodies of water, they're always shallow.
Oh my god!
I mean, I will have to imagine, unless it's on a beach, in which case the game probably will just fade to black and put you back on the road. You know what I mean? But what looks like a lake, it's just shallow water where you can just run through it, and that's like, well, great, I'm running on water. And I was doing that also on Forza Horizon 3.
Yeah.
But because there weren't that many bodies of water,
a level design.
It was it's definitely by design. Another thing that I don't like is so far the times that I've gone online, I haven't played against anybody, but I could see the drivatars or the people that are playing the games. They don't look like solid cars on the road. They look like ghosts, which also I don't like seeing that. I don't like clipping through another car. Hey, if I was supposed to hit that car because of my speed and all like that, let me hit it. Let me, what's it? Or somebody hits me out. It'd probably be annoying as hell. And I can see it where it becomes a griefing issue. But then I think there's a better way of solving that than just like, let's just do away. Yeah, let's do away with collision detection and make it a ghost. So those are mostly the negatives. Also, it is. And I guess I wasn't expecting it to be that much different, but having played Forza Horizon 3 so much, this one does feel like it's just more the same,
My biggest problem with all racing games, it's just more the same racing.
If you're a fan, and this is in no way this will stop me from getting Forza Horizon 5, because I'm still having a blast. I'm still enjoying it. It's just it's unlike any other type of game, sport games and racing games in general. What on a franchise, because they could be very different franchise to franchise. The Need for Speed Racing is not going to be the same as Forza. It's not going to be the same as The Crew. It's not going to be the same as that. But if it's within the same franchise, they're probably going to feel the same. They're probably going to be more open. But there are only so many ways you could drive a car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I feel they do it very well. Also, the soundtrack. I'm not feeling the soundtrack as much as I like. The soundtrack of Forza Horizon 1 is my favorite of all time, of all the Forza Horizons. And then 3 is my second. Okay. And then I want to say this one might be my third, because I remember nothing of 2. Because again, 2 just felt like, it wasn't. I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. It was good. But I think it was that second game, like the first one's great, the second one's not so much, then the third one they say, and then the fourth one's maybe not so great.
So it's basically the back and forth, right? So
yes,
we're on the off
I guess we're on the off
chapter
season.
Yeah, there you
go. of it. But if we were to ask me, so far, of course I'm having a blast.
That's important.
And I would highly recommend. This is the literal best racing game out there, bar none. If we were comparing it with the racers of today,
of course, because if we compare it to Mario Kart, it has nothing.
No, exactly. It's that's a different type. That's a puzzle game.
Yeah. Oh, there's racing involved. Let's be real.
It's racing
there's
involved.
Challenge,
yes.
and sometimes ghosts.
Yes. those are one other thing I was gonna mention. Those are the cool things that I like about Forza is when it forces you into those scenarios, those showcase races that they call them, where it could be just you, like in the end of Forza 3, you were literally racing a jet. A jet. And they make it work. On this one's, my first one was against a giant hovercraft. Oh, you know, the second one was against a train. And I don't know, but I have the feeling that these races are like they're like I almost feel the how would you call it? The guidance in the back,
the puppet strings.
Yeah, where it's trying to force it into making it look like you're almost made it.
Yeah, that's the problem with AI, my friend.
I don't know. I don't know how much I can speak. I honestly I haven't tried to lose. But every time I try to win, it always feels like it's so close. And I even did the hovercrafts, especially. I did it a couple more times just to see. Well, first of all, because it was freaking cool, but also because I wanted to see, and I also was trying to capture some good footage I could post. But yeah. I don't know. I like those showcases.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I've heard that it has a Halo inspired, one of them. Which wouldn't be a surprise because the Warthog is there, and it has its own manufacturing, and it has its own. Like every game, it gives you an explanation. It gives you like a little bit of the story of the the maker. The maker. Yeah. So it also have it treats what is it called, the 2634 or whatever is the year Warthog, whatever Warthog. It's like treating so seriously into it, and it's so weird to be doing the off-road races and finding you're racing against one of them or a modified one of them, because they can paint it whichever way they want. That's another thing I love. There's a lot of freaking great artists out there that I guess their fun is just making skins for the cars. So
and they're able to make this and put it into the game?
Yeah. They will make him, and exactly. They put it in the game, and then whenever you buy a new car, it always gives you a ton of different options of skins, which this is not the developers making all of this, because it's just a shit ton of them. It's a lot, and you kind of want to tie them all because you're looking for that one that will make your car look like super badassery.
Yeah.
There's some ridiculous one, like on Forza 3, I literally had a Crown Victoria which was skinned just like the Crown Victorias for the Sanford Police over here in Florida.
Oh wow, yeah.
Like literally skin with
Sanford
everything.
Police?
Yes.
Oh snap!
And he said it, and they had that, so you could tell the person was from here, or something. But it was like
close by,
or close by. Yeah, it was. They do crazy skins, with that, and they're very high quality. Like very rarely you will find something that is like less than, I would say, stellar. So I was very happy with that. So there's some good curation on that. And also the tools are there for you to make them. It's just that they're so, I don't want to call them rudimentary, because obviously they could be used for some amazing thing that they've done, but I wouldn't know how to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
The tools are great, but it's like for those who have the artistic talent.
Yes. It would take I saw a couple Mario Mario cars, carts. Like it'll be the little car because it has all types of vehicles. Oh man, I could spend half of the podcast just talking about this. So I'm just gonna say yes, definitely. Buy it.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, highly recommend it. I've also been playing Destiny, which I forgot to mention. I've also played Destiny 2. I also played last week, and having a great time. I saw I don't remember a posting somewhere that said this Destiny. The Destiny 2, what's the name of this? Forsaken is the new way that Bungie is thinking of doing, the storytelling on the rest. So if they actually stick to this, then this could become a great game, because I mean, not that it isn't, but this could become actually the game that we've always wanted it to to be, because that story is super good. I've been noticing also. I've been thinking a lot of people complain about the content not being enough, but when I'm going through these spacious areas, and I see the level of detail that everything has. Yeah, it's kind of like I understand why it takes this long for stuff to come, because they're not half-assing. They're not half-assing it on that. They were half-assing it on the story side, of things, and then a lot of things. But if they continue doing what they have been doing with Forsaken, then I feel like it's on a good path. It's a good path. It's not disposable. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's that. And I was trying to see if I could get at least some impressions on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I stayed till midnight yesterday, Thursday night to Friday, to at least get a couple hours of gameplay so I could talk about it. Just on PC, first impressions, how it runs and all that. And I didn't realize that the countdown was actually for 12 noon, not 12 midnight. So, of course, when I noticed that my game was not unlocking, and I was ready to check the forums, like, okay, what the hell? I already restarted Steam like 3 or 4 times. Why is it not? And then I see, your candle still has 12 hours left. Jesus. You're like, oh, shit, I should have bought it from Uplay. If I would have bought it from Uplay, I would have been playing it, because it my understanding is that it unlock on PlayStation and on Uplay on PC and on Xbox.
But not on Steam?
But on Steam,
No.
they always do that, bro. I don't know if it's...
Master race indeed.
I heard... This is not the PC.
No, it's just
this is not even Steam. Actually, I heard this is a mandate from Ubisoft.
I'm sure
I can understand
this is
why.
Part of the agreement of whatever they have.
Yeah, I can understand why, even though it's shiesty as fuck. Be like, oh, you want to play it? You want to play it first? Buy it on Uplay. Me, I want to play I want to play on Steam, because you get a 2-hour window where if something's wrong or if you're not feeling it, even though it's kind of, I don't think too early, 2 hours will give you enough to get a feel for the game. Yeah. But for example, if you notice that it is unstable or crashy or crappy or runs like
that's important,
like that, you could actually get I
can definitely agree with that.
You could get a refund on that. So yeah. So next week, I will give you my impressions of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But for now, I mean, not that we won't have stuff to talk about that game, more to come.
Yes,
on the topic of the week.
On the hot topic, yes, sir. So for me, sir, I had a little sort of a problem this week. So
it's all right. It happens to everyone. Yeah. It happens to the best of us.
I hear that it happens. It's a middle-aged problem.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
It's understandable.
So basically, I went to go play anything. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, anything at all. Yeah. I did platinum. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I did platinum Spider-Man. So if I didn't mention it, I found that's my first truly earned platinum. Not that I don't have others, but they're from The Walking Dead, they're from Telltale Games, which really you just have to finish the game.
Say it like it is. It's the one of us from Hannah Montana.
The
other one's from Barbie's Dream House.
We said we wouldn't speak about this.
The other one, I believe, is from Godzilla.
Yes. Thank you for bringing this up again.
You should have the platinum.
Considering the content, I should have.
You deserve a medal.
Oh man,
a trophy, a real trophy.
No. So seriously, what I ended up doing, I was at a loss, dude. I sat in front of my TV. The TV was off. I had the controller in hand, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Spider-Man has broke my gaming mind. You know what I mean? I wanted to go back and play Spider-Man. Mojo. And I was like, I can't go back and play. There's literally nothing to gain now.
So there's zero to gain. What you're saying is gaming performance anxiety?
I would say so. Yeah, I would say so, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give myself some gaming Niagara.
Gaming Niagara.
No. So basically, I finally ended up turning on the damn system. And I'm seriously, dude, I was sitting there for at least 40 minutes. I was on my phone and I was just like, what do I do? Maybe I should just watch a movie. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know what to do here. What I ended up playing was Destiny 2.
Nice.
And I gotta tell you, I had fun with it. No, I didn't beat it. Jesus Christ, no, I didn't beat it. I had fun with it because the gunplay is awesome. That was probably my favorite part of what I was doing. But overall, I'm literally just playing so I can finish the story and I can just get it off my system. Just really all I want to do.
You're not feeling the story either,
sir. Honestly,
it's not great.
And keep in mind, guys, I don't have the Forsaken update. This is Destiny 2 vanilla.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure it improved, but I didn't get to that, and I just rescued Kate 6. I think that's part of the story where he's going into the weird portals or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just, you know what I mean? I would tell you what.
Just running through the motions.
Gilberto, excuse me, because I got called out on saying Rihanna recently.
Rihanna.
When he goes, what are you talking about? This is Rihanna. I'm sorry. I pronounced the H. I pronounce it in whip. And wheat.
Hotel. Oh, I guess that's actually how it goes.
That is actually an H. No. So I was playing with Gil, and I can tell you right now, dude, the conversation that him and I had was more interesting than the thing that was going on.
Really? So you were playing with someone and you're still not having fun?
I was having fun. I just wasn't grasping. I was just I'm just going through the motions here.
Poor Danny, though. He helped me the first, and he has actually even offered some of the time. Yeah. It's just we haven't been able to get together. But the first time that I was playing, trying to finish to get ready for Forsaken, and he was helping me out, and I had him muted and everything. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. It's just trying to get.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm just a jerk.
I apologize. Yeah, exactly. I'm just a jerk. And you can ask Gilberto about that. He knows that I'm the biggest jerk to him, and I love that guy.
So yeah, that's really all I played, dude.
That was it.
That's all. I have nothing else to add. I need to go back to Guacamelee. I need to go back to a bunch of games. But I was thinking about Destiny 2. Oh, I'm not Destiny 2. Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And but I was like, nah. You wouldn't have been able to unless you were planning on buying the $100 and something edition. For what? You have to get that to get it early?
To get it to play early.
Really? Can't even play it at midnight?
No. Early, I mean, like, people are playing it. People have been playing it this week because it released on Tuesday for the people that spend 100. I think it was 110, 120, some crazy amount like that. It's like, are you kidding me? This is gaming now. Is this what
gaming is now? Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What I did do is we finally finished our rewatch of Game of Thrones, and definitely can't wait for the new season. And then we jump back into a show, which I got to tell you, I wasn't 100% on this.
This Is Us?
No. Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? I left it off.
Yes.
I had finished seasons 1 through 4. Finally jumped it back into season 5.
I thought you were enjoying that one, though.
I was. I am. I technically am. But I was basically... It was weird because the season 4 ended, and it ended with them... Essentially, well, I guess it's kind of a little spoiler, but basically and for anybody who knows, that's already almost 2 years ago, but they end up in space. You know what I mean?
Space!
Yeah, so it became Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in space. You know what I mean?
What is not to like?
You know me in comic stuff. I'm not big on cosmic.
On the cosmic, yes.
Once things go a little cosmic, now you're kind of starting to lose me. Right? So that's how I felt when I started watching episodes 1 and 2 of this season 5 that we're on now. And I kind of turned to my wife. I was like, honey, I don't know. This is, I still love the characters, everybody involved, but it was just the overall plot, and I was just like,
It's turning into Star Trek: The Next Generation.
This is, that and a little bit of Battle. Was it the other one?
Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica. Yeah.
That sounds awesome to me. I don't know. I don't know.
We saw the first two, and then literally burned through another 5 episodes back to back to back. And boom, we're back in, dude.
Space didn't matter.
We're freaking no, man. That the show, it's weird about the show, and I've said this before, and I'm not. There's no way that this is better than Game of Thrones, or this is better than Breaking Bad, or no, this is not the type of show. You know what I mean? This is comic book. It's fun. There is, especially now, because I think the last 2 seasons, maybe 3. They have a later time slot, so things have gotten a little bit more, not to say gory, but people have died, and things happen in a little bit more horrific ways, and even there's a little bit more sexuality sometimes. So because of that, it's escalated the show to a little bit more of, okay, this is really a good stuff.
That's funny you mentioned that, because it almost made me think of like when I was watching the Netflix series, Jessica Jones, and I was kind of surprised. No, it wouldn't be that, because this is still CBS.
This is still on ABC.
Oh, ABC. This is still the standard TV,
correct,
regular TV. But I was like surprised at the level of maybe not goriness, but the sexuality and the language and stuff like that. And I'm like, whoa, this is not the Marvel movies that I remember seeing.
No, but it is definitely the Marvel comics, because comics will go into those into that type of scenarios. But so anyway, my point is to say that credit to the team who was writing, credit to the actors who, if I've been with them now for 5 seasons, I love seeing these characters, love seeing them be put into different new situations, and knowing the character, and almost because I know the character, know how they will react, and then they react. It's like, because I know how he is. You know what I mean? And that's what's cool about it. They're consistent in this particular character, and if there is a change to this character, who like something happened to them, that effect continues. It doesn't forget what happened before, and that's very smart of them. So yeah, man. Now that's probably what we're doing when we get back home, man. Just continue the thing. Agent Coulson, if you remember Agent Coulson from he's such a great character.
Yeah,
he really, really is. Chloe,
yes,
from who's the main character, plays Quake. There's just such good characters, man. It's really what it comes down to, and that's honestly the reason why it kept me going, even though it's still in the cosmic realm of stuff. You know what I mean? It's still the people, the characters I love, and I'm in it. So
and for all intended purposes, the series is ongoing.
Yes, actually, season 6 should be either start or should be starting soon on ABC right now.
So, question. Mm-hmm. Do you think that they will go at some point into the events of Avengers, of the last Avengers?
I have not heard if they did or did not. Because remember, I think I don't know. Maybe it would have probably crossed paths, because they've been crossing paths. Yeah, they've crossed paths on the movies,
right?
Several times.
And it's not like they have any place to. It's not like, well, now we're going into space, and we weren't there for what happened, because obviously this is a cosmic level thing that happens. So I'm sure. I mean, it will be. It will be a great disappointment for them not to
tie it together.
At some point, like characters, important characters, even suddenly, having what happened.
Yeah, I agree 100%. They haven't shied away from it before.
No,
so I don't see why they would now. And that's honestly why.
Maybe they're saving. I'm thinking they're saving it for closer to the second.
They could.
Yeah,
they could. Remember that one? What Infinity 2 comes out in the spring or early spring or late winter. So yeah, that comes out then, and they'll still be going. Yeah. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, if I heard correctly, this season 6 would be the last season.
Oh wow!
So that ties in together perfectly with You know what I mean? With everything
6
saying
seasons and
6 seasons is perfect. At 22 episodes a season,
no, that's what I was
more
gonna
than
say.
enough. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like it doesn't sound because I never say anything that lasts for 6 seasons to be short. But this is not even medium size. This is like 22 episodes per season. That's a hell of a lot.
It's hefty. Yeah, it's hefty. And I don't know, man. And again, seriously, guys, this is episodes range between a 7.5 to an 8, and sometimes go to 8.5. But that's the range, and so that puts you at an 8. You're not looking at Game of Thrones. You're not, you're
not looking at Breaking Bad.
When
level.
you put your perspective in a certain way when you come in and your expectations, then you will enjoy it. Especially if you like comics, you will enjoy it. And I have, and I'm glad that I almost lost. I'm not gonna lie, almost lost me there. I was like, but it got me back. So, and that's really all I've been doing, man.
My name is Peter Parker. I'm pretty sure you know the rest. I saved the city, fell in love, then I saved the city again and again and again. Look, I'm a comic book, a cereal, I did a Christmas album, and a so-so popsicle. But this isn't about me. Not anymore.
And we're back. And it's time, guys, to go into our
Trailer of the week.
Nice. You know what? That's good. We should have recorded that. Oh, wait, we are recording. Okay.
We are recording.
Yeah. I might save that for future use. I'm just my saying.
That's the jingle?
That made the jingle right there. Trailer of the week, guys, is the new Spider-Man animated film from Sony Pictures.
Yes.
Sony Animation Studio, excuse me.
Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse?
Into the Spider-Verse.
There
yes.
you go.
Into the Spideyverse.
Yes. The Spideyverse.
Yes.
I mean, it's a ridiculous idea.
Sir.
It's
whatever.
a ridiculous idea.
I fucking love it.
No. Don't get me wrong. There's no hate from here because it's like watching one of those Star Wars versus Star Trek comic mashup. It's like some craziness like that. It's like,
is this really canonical?
It doesn't have to be.
Who cares? It's
just fun.
Yeah.
Let's make it for fun.
And let me tell you, it looks like fun.
It looks like fun. Yeah.
I like so I'll post a trailer in the thing. I like how it focuses for me specifically. I like how the focus is particularly meant to be on Miles Morales, and I think that is so awesome. They're finally, and maybe it's just in the animation side, fine. Maybe it's the baby steps that it takes to finally get to the Miles Morales film, fine. The point is that it's there. You know what I mean? And he makes it a point to say, I did this, I saved New York, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's when I fell in love.
He already has a story.
Correct. And he goes, but no, this isn't about me. You know, this is about someone else. And then boom, Miles. And it's just like, yes, finally, we finally get to see on the big screen the telling of now the Spideyverse part of it. Not really what I recall. I believe they all exist in the same world. Well, maybe not Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen. But obviously, we just played the game. So, they do exist in the same world. So, but
and
anyway.
I'm thinking, and in a sense, also, it's cool. The major focus of it seems to be, Mike Morales and his universe.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate for it to be because it's the Spider-Verse, and of course we need to want to be inclusive.
Trust me when I tell you, you can expect a cartoon of this on regular TV or Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network or something like that.
Well, until they deliver the Spider-Pig movie.
The Spider-Ham is our new hero, sir. I want to get myself a tattoo of Spider-Ham because
you know what, you totally should.
I should. I think I should. Yeah, that's done, my friend.
All right. I think I'll
tune in next week.
I'll invest in this because I need to see that done.
Yes, I was playing that.
Doesn't even have to be the pig.
It's shit to my wife. Like, what the hell is that? I'm like, what are you talking about, honey? It's a nice little Spider-Ham.
It's a Spider-Ham, sure.
It's adorable.
It's a universe. It's of millions of universes. 6 of them were picked, or 7 or 8, or whatever was the amount. It's
possible, yeah.
One of them had a pig, Yeah. What? What's so wrong in that?
It's possible.
Exactly. Hey.
Oh man, I don't know. What do you think of the trailer, man? I really dug it. It obviously looked like it's going to be.
It looks silly, honestly, and it looks silly. This is very non-canonical. This is just
I mean,
funny fan fiction almost level. That's what it looks like, insanity. But we don't tend to get that often, enough. And like I feel like we already know the Spider-Man story.
Yeah.
So to have a little fun, So to have a little fun with it, like that, hey, that's not a bad idea, And who knows? I mean, I'm a huge fan. I always told you, I'm a huge fan of alternate universes. Mm-hmm. Well, although comics are arguably all alternate universes.
That they are, my friend.
Because they're not, but of a weird take on an established storyline, on an established lore.
Yeah.
And if this one could go so crazy out there as to deliver us a pig superhero, I gotta see this shit. I gotta see.
I gotta see it happen.
Yeah. I don't know.
I like the voice that it chose for him. It was very not what I was expecting for this little pig.
Too.
You know what I mean?
Yes. That
was cool.
He goes like, should I tell him that?
No. He's like, do animals talk in this universe? Because I don't want to freak him out. That's good stuff.
That is good stuff.
Yeah.
Spider pig.
So
ham. Sorry.
Our trailer of the week, Spider-Man Into the Spideyverse.
And the point of the trailers of the week is that, we mentioned them so that you could go and watch them. These are interesting. Definitely.
Yeah, this one's particularly, and I believe Giovanni shared it with the group. Maybe he just shared it regularly, but man, it's good stuff.
Spider pig. I mean, Spider Ham. God,
why do you keep saying Spider Pig, dude?
Because he's a pig. That's what he is.
Hello, Ham.
Pig.
What's more wonderful, Spider-Man and Ham?
Ham sounds like he's already done for. He's already cooked. He's already smoked.
Well, smoked ham. So good. I put a suit on that.
There you go.
All right, guys. Well, let's get into some news items here. Keeping it on.
Oh, let's go into some news items.
Some news.
No, we're not going to
the news you need.
That doesn't work. What should we call this?
I don't know.
How about the news?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what else is it?
Exactly what it is. Gaming news, guys. Yeah. GG news.
No, not
Here
even.
We go.
Don't put gaming. Actually, side note. I am starting to really dislike the number of calling something gaming and jacking up the price for the fact that it's gaming. It's whatever it's a gaming chair. What is it? It's like a chair, but you're playing in it. I just when I was putting the computer together, the motherboard I have, it says it's gigabyte something i7 gaming. And, that part almost turned me off to not buy it, to get that one if it wasn't for the fact that it was the only motherboard that I could get next day.
Wow.
But everything doesn't, first of all, stuff that are quote unquote gaming on the title, that's just a marketing shit.
Sure is. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to market our gaming segment.
Oh, that's why we're calling
our news segment. Excuse me, our news.
The
segment.
Gaming.
But
news.
Then again, my next piece has nothing to do with gaming, so we're just going to call it the news.
The news. Let's call it the news. So, President Trump tonight has good evening.
Thanks to
tonight,
President Trump, we're going to get 3 movies that we probably don't want.
More news at 11.
Yes. This is literally 3 movies that have been greenlit.
Okay.
First one, a live action Mega Man film is happening, guys. I don't know how I feel about this, but
actually, that was gonna be one of mine.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're adding it there because Yeah, I don't know sometimes.
I don't know sometimes either. This is going to be produced by Capcom, of course, and 20th Century Fox. This is Mega Man is going to be written and directed by Henry Juice and Ariel Schumann, the duo behind the films Catfish and Nerve. I know Nerve. I don't remember Catfish.
Catfish?
Catfish, yeah, I don't know. Showing that one. Churnin Entertainment, the producers of the Planet of the Apes series, is co-producing with actor Masi Oka, which is a character from Heroes and Hawaii Five-0. Capcom said it aims to appeal to a diverse audience, including not only game players but action fan movies as well.
For a Mega Man movie?
For the Mega Man film, yes. I don't know how I feel about this. I think Mega Man as a character, animated, is fine.
Yeah.
Live action,
animated
is going to just look silly.
Yeah. Well, it's going to look like the cover of that first Mega Man game on NES, remember?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Didn't that look silly?
That did look silly.
Yeah. Now, actually, a step back.
Uh-oh.
If it was that character, then I'm all in because I need to see that.
No, it's Masioka. Masioka, if I'm not mistaken, plays. Oh man,
I heard the name.
He was in Heroes. He was the one who went yatta in Heroes. I don't even remember that.
I remember. I see. Like I know the name, and I know the.
That's also confused with Chun-Li because she says that a lot too.
I think it means success.
No, I think I did it.
Oh,
maybe it is.
Yeah, it is. I did. I think.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
No, you know what? You're gonna mention other movies over here. I'm gonna feel the same way. It's like, what? Why? Do we really?
Apparently, we need it. Just like we're gonna need a Monster Hunter movie.
There you go. There it is.
Evidently, production actually has begun on a Monster Hunter movie, so this is actually more likely to happen, guys.
This one is wow.
Yes.
Well, and I will argue that we already had a monster a gaming monster movie when last year we had Rampage, and I enjoyed that movie. Actually,
did you really?
It was not terrible. It was not bad, actually. It was. You know what? It was quite entertaining.
Well, I mean, it's The Rock.
Did you?
He's
I guess so. Yeah,
he's an entertaining guy.
Did you ever watch it?
No, I've not.
Do you want to watch it?
No, really.
You should. It's a movie. It's a movie about the game, and it was well done. I'm telling you.
I believe you.
Come on, what is?
I really do believe you.
Yeah, well,
I believe 100% that you enjoyed it.
You know what? Now you gotta have to watch it. I'm putting on my list of movies that.
Sir, until you watch Pulp Fiction, I won't hear nothing. All I'm saying.
You just gave this guy ammunition.
Just for you.
Thank you, Humberto. Go ahead.
Yes.
Unload.
So anyway, Monster Hunter movie, guys. Believe it or not, Mila Jovanovic is involved, and she took to Instagram and revealed the first behind-the-scenes photos from the set with director Paul W.S. Anderson, which she is always starring with, obviously, and has begun production on the video game adaptation in South Africa. Tentatively dubbed Monster Hunter, the film tells the story of two heroes who come from different worlds to defeat a shared danger. The powerful, deadly, magnificent monsters that inhabited land. This is poorly written.
This is poorly written.
This is very poorly written. This is from comingsoon.net. You guys need to fix this shit. Just saying. Along the way, viewers will make new discoveries, encounter familiar faces, and beloved characters from the game, like the Admiral.
Is it going to have horrible online gaming?
I think so. I mean,
so the heroes...
They have to stick to the property, right?
Yeah, the heroes are not going to be able to connect, because one of them will be more level than the other.
And then you can't see them when they can't see each other.
They can see each other when they're in a certain location.
Sounds about right.
Let's see. The inventories are horrible,
Hey, the inventory is not too horrible. It could be better, though. Yeah.
It was pretty terrible.
And finally, to end this little movie rant, Dance Dance Revolution.
What?
Movie is in the pipeline.
Now you're just playing.
Yeah.
Now.
No. Deadline reports the project will explore a world on the brink of destruction where the only hope is to unite through the universal language of dance.
Oh my God, I'm done. I'm done. Good evening and good night. Tonight.
Sir, you know.
Well, there's a Tetris movie, so what the hell? Let's just make
I don't know if
ridiculous movies
they
about
said
everything.
there was going to be a Tetris movie. I don't think we ever actually saw it released.
No, well, it's out
And
there.
frankly, if you can save the world in Footloose, why not? I'm just saying, dance is a universal language.
It sounds worse than Monster Hunter.
That's because it is, my friend. I would love to say that I'm joking, but no, that is a real thing, guys.
That sounds like an April Fool's.
If
ever.
October Fools, guys.
Oh my God. Let's get into some lighter and better
some more
news.
real stuff.
Yes.
No, seriously.
Oh, no, then no. This wouldn't qualify because I still don't believe this one.
Oh, snap.
PS4 players will soon be able to change their PSN names. Hyphen sources.
Yes. Sources.
Yeah, that's the title of this one. So, hey, are you tired of being called Butt Stumper 69?
I honestly, you know what? For me personally, I feel if you were dumb enough to put this name in there,
You deserve that.
deserve this stupid name. It's just like branding you for the rest of your life.
Hey.
Hey, who told you to do that?
Exactly. So, I guess there's reports of it. Nothing concrete, but coming on the wire that sources close to Sony, basically, they're saying that the groundwork for this feature actually landed already. I don't know if you guys remember, because we didn't report on it, because it was nothing. But PlayStation recently had a firmware update. Firmware update 6.0,
yeah, nothing
which had absolutely nothing for a major release. For a major release number, a 6.0, it brought absolutely nothing, or so it seemed.
Oh,
The speculation is that that was actually laying out the groundwork for the possibility of bringing that up, and also some developers anonymously have been confirming this. So that's interesting because, like, I never understood at first what was this everybody wanted to be able to change your names, and I guess it's because I'm okay with the name that I chose. As a matter of fact, so okay
too,
that
yeah.
it's the one that I that I have on every platform. So, well, except Nintendo, because he doesn't let me put the whole thing. On Nintendo, I am Dream Twist.
wow.
So there you go. But honestly, now when I see the examples, I can definitely understand why this is a big feature for some people.
Yeah, I I tell you, I follow a couple of different podcasts. One of the podcasts was something that people would write in to say a crazy name that either they have or that they found when they were playing online.
Oh.
And then they would plead with Shuhei Yoshida, the president of, please, Shuhei, let us change our names. It was great. Obviously, that's been going on, I think 12 years now? They haven't been able to change it. And I did learn a little bit as to why. Evidently, what they did with Xbox, when they made their names, when they essentially create profiles, the profiles are linked to a code, a number that you don't actually see, and the name is actually assigned to it. Yeah, you put in for it.
Kind of like websites and their
IP.
DNS.
Exactly.
Their IPs. Yeah.
So with Sony, on the other hand, they basically, whatever name you put, instead of making a number for it, your name was the number itself. So now there's nothing else underneath it to change, because you would literally be changing your profile.
Yeah.
And so that's
possibly conflicting with
existing profiles and all this stuff. So my understanding is what they're trying to do now is to create in the background specific numbers for these accounts, so that when it does allow you, so when it transfers over, and man, do I see bad things happening with this. Let me say right now, not that I don't have faith. No, I don't have faith in Sony.
Sony software.
I don't have much faith. I see some bad things happening, like trophies missing and
breaking
accounts.
connectivity.
Yeah. I just see it happening.
All the goodness, hacking. No, probably not hacking again.
Well, you never know. But no, yeah, that's so that's what I learned a little about, and I learned this via people who know about it and spoke about it in other podcasts.
That's
and
interesting. That's interesting. I never understood. Like that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
you know, because of the way the websites work and all that. On Steam, interesting enough, your account name is not your gamer tag. Mm-hmm. So, for example, on Steam, my gamer tag is Dream Twister, and if you want to find me there, that's how you look for me. But my actual account name, like I didn't know what to choose. I because this was at the very beginning. I think I installed Steam when it was a requirement if you wanted to play Half-Life 2. So I just put an old email that I have at that time, which is really old. I don't even have that email anymore. And every time I'm forced to log into Steam, I have to use as the account that old email that I don't have anymore because it won't let me change it. But that's okay because the gamer tag is separate. So maybe an approach like that might make it better. But hey, if they haven't figured out a way that they could possibly do it. Like I'm almost surprised that it's in a PSX this year to announce that because that would be the closing. Actually, that would be the one more thing at the end.
That would be good, but I think the reason, and I think we reported last week that they're not doing a PSX this year, and I really think there just isn't anything.
Obviously, I'm being facetious. Yeah. Honestly, I understand. There's nothing to announce. Everything has been announced already, or you're playing already. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, there are still some, Ghost of Tsushima. I think Death Stranding will probably at the tail end of a PlayStation 4 life cycle.
But not enough to justify making a whole, there's a lot of money involved in making this event. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm kind of surprised Xbox is having the XO because what are they saying? Are they saying that they finally have something to show? Is it too late?
Maybe some, like you said yourself, we don't know when they may have acquired these companies midway and said, hey, whatever you're doing, that's ours now. Especially if it's an independent studio. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, well, now it's just going to be, exclusive to us.
Now all your base belong to us.
Oh, exactly. So to keep it within the news of the PSX not happening, kind of funny games. Greg Miller. Yes, he begins to work on a PSX replacement conference.
On a PSX replacement conference? Yes. Are you kidding me?
No, not at all. This is
there ain't no bigger PlayStation fan than Greg Miller.
This is true. That's right. So he posted on a tweet and he was very serious about it. Sean Laney has confirmed on PlayStation Blogcast that there's no PSX this year. So, kind of funny, we'll fill the void and hold a press conference the Saturday after the Game Awards. Developers and publishers, you want to be part of the Kind of Funny Game Showcase on December 8th? Hit me up. And evidently, there are many studios who are already in talks with him. Specifically, Able Gamers, 6 Foot Games versus Evil, Kit Fox Games, Devolver Digital, and many other small networks. So this is not, even though he's a big Sony guy, this is specifically said not to be Sony specific. It's just to fill in the void that's missing from that particular time.
That's cool.
And I was like, that's not a bad idea. Why not? When you kind of get used to having something at the end of the year, and God knows if Xbox's conference is going to be only available on their streaming service, which is Mixer, which no one can see. So,
no one can see it. Everybody can see it.
Just saying.
You just have to download Mixer.
Nobody,
not download. Go to Mixer.
Nobody would want to even bother. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
By the way, I forgot to mention another feature. I probably mentioned it last week though. Another stupid feature of Forza Horizon is the fact I mentioned this. I think I mentioned this last week. The fact that you could get one of the thing that you accumulate besides credit is influence. Followers. Mm-hmm. Well, influence. They call it, whatever. And you can actually gain more by either watching streams of Forza Horizon or you stream it yourself. So yeah, I'm not doing that. Fine.
Yeah.
At that point, no. I'm
When you
not,
see stuff
I'm
like
not
that,
your
you're like,
marketing machine.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, another thing that struck me really odd when I was playing, it does this thing where you're done with the race, and it interrupts and it stops you, before it loads the next part. It just says, rate us on the Windows Store, kind of like a mobile game does.
Oh my God.
Rate us on the Windows Store if you've been enjoying
Really?
it. And I'm like, really?
Oh.
Are you gonna bring this up? Really,
Sir, I'm sorry.
It's
but
kind of like bad
that's-
taste.
Yeah, that is very bad taste.
It is bad taste, and he did it again. But no. I'm sorry. The other one that it did, which this one would have made more sense, makes more sense to me, is one of the tunings that I picked for my car was one that I guess somebody created, and it noticed, hey, you've been using this tuning for this car, for 10 races. If you like it, give it a thumbs up or whatever, and then it gives you the option right there. And I thought, well, that's okay because that's gameplay related, and that helps bring up that is gaming related.
Oh, yeah,
That's like the equivalent of Mario. What's the game where you can create levels in Mario?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But it's also in Little Big Planet.
In Little Big Planet,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Where you rate it, and you want that. You actually
as the one who made it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So for that, but to rate the game on the Windows, on the Microsoft Store, come on, it's like this. No, man, come on.
You know where you probably wouldn't have to deal with that? On an Xbox console. I'm just saying, sir.
You probably actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it did that. If it did the same,
Christ.
I would not be surprised.
I guess I
all.
wouldn't be either, but I mean, just
It's
saying.
Microsoft, bro. They tend to do that a lot. So.
Sure. Like us on Facebook.
Like us on Facebook, like and subscribe. Which, by the way, for those listening to the podcast, take a moment, say something on iTunes. Whatever.
Yeah.
We don't even care.
Yeah.
At this point, we're not even picky about what you have to say. Just,
Yeah. 2 stars. Okay. Why not?
Especially, and if you can subscribe to YouTube, we'd appreciate it.
We'd love that too,
We
yes.
won't
Absolutely.
bother you with notifications unless you hit the bell, which
Yes.
I wouldn't suggest you do. So there is something, another report. I'm all about the rumors today.
Yes, you are.
There is
Rumor mill over here.
And yeah, just chugging at those rumors. The new Nintendo Switch hardware coming in 2019.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun. So Nintendo's next version of the Switch could have an updated screen. That sounds exciting. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that a new version of the popular Nintendo Switch hardware will be arriving next year. Quote, according to suppliers and others with direct knowledge of the plan, end quote. This is courtesy of Polygon. It says there were few details about what the new hardware revision would improve over the current model. That says that the current Switch uses a lower-end liquid crystal display without some of the technologies that are standard in most recent smartphones LCDs. That's true, actually. If you play a Switch, the screen is serviceable at best. Updating the display with distant technologies will make it brighter, thinner, and more energy efficient. The updated Switch isn't expected to adopt any organic light emitting diode or OLED panels used in Apple's iPhone X series. Honestly, let me make a stop here and say no. Nintendo is still about keeping costs down.
Yeah, they are.
They're not gonna put a freaking OLED screen. No matter how much you scream and yell and whatever, it's just not gonna happen.
Keep your stuff realistic, guys. Yeah, exactly. They're not going to try to go over the $300 price tag.
Yeah, and when you think about Nintendo Switch is a great console. There's no doubt about it. Right now. When you think about the possibility of getting an improved screen and all that, like, I hate to say it because I, bought a Switch as recent as last year, and I'm also Unless you're bringing me actually like improved power, like I didn't have a problem with PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox One X because I knew those machines were more powerful. But an improved screen, it's great. Don't get me wrong. It's good. But for some reason, I don't know why, but it's rubbing me the wrong way. Thinking of, oh man, now there's gonna be a new Switch. I'm gonna have the crappy Switch now. And of course, Nintendo loves to do this because they have done it in the past with the Nintendo DS and the 3DS, and it has been very successful, especially when you need to kickstart more sales. Not to say that the Switch sales have been stagnant, but I would imagine that a lot of Switch has been sold already to the point where sales might be starting to slow down a little bit. All the major releases that we expected are kind of out already or coming around the bench. What else is there to encourage people to keep buying Switches if not a hardware revision? So that's smart. And still, if I look at this screen and it's a beautiful screen and it's updated, and it's longer battery and all those things that they're saying that a screen like that could do, hey, I'll be interested.
Do you think? So upgrade.
I
screen.
can still. I bet I can still get a good price, a good return for
this one. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So other than. Do you think there's anything else? I mean, you think maybe they would upgrade their
Well, the rumor so far has been the screen.
What is I'm saying it's all rumors. So
yeah, right.
What is it that's lacking currently from it that you would want to see?
Honestly, well, for the idea of the machine, not much. Because of course I would love a more powerful Switch, but that's not happening because that's not the Nintendo way.
Oh, and let's say for instance they go. What do they have? What is it? The thing had?
It's a Tegra. It's a Tegra 1, I believe is what it's called.
Is there a maybe?
There are updated chips. Definitely, they can upgrade the hardware.
Do you think they can still keep it the same price?
But within this market, they possibly could. The problem that you're encountering now then is that suddenly you're going to be splitting up the user base.
Well, that doesn't mean. Well, first off, they have done that before.
That's true.
They don't have any problem doing that.
Yes,
but and they do it slowly, which is why I guess they get away with it. But they don't have to split up. They just whatever games they have will just run on the newer stuff as normal without having to maybe a little bit of an upgrade, but nothing major.
That's true.
So. It's possible. And what about the screen?
And it's possible the screen. So I was thinking that might not be too far from the truth because if suddenly let's say they build a screen and they haven't mentioned, like I didn't read anything about resolution. They're just talking about the screen being thinner and looking better. But I would imagine
a small screen. I mean, would you want to go up any higher?
The resolution?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could actually that resolution could be better to the point of getting close to what we have on our phones. I mean, maybe not what we have on our phones because now we have like almost 4K, if not 4K image on our phones, but close enough to our phones, like let's say 3 or 5 years ago, where it was those pixels were small enough to not be noticeable. Right now you play with on that screen. And of course, it's not to say that it looks like crap or anything like that. But if you're observant, you will notice the fact that, oh yeah, this is not. You remember you used to see look at your phone, especially you have an OLED screen on your phone. You're gonna definitely notice the difference.
I'm sure I'll notice the difference,
shockingly.
But I mean, if you are okay with it, if it's not something that would normally bother you, I mean, at some point. It is still a small screen. You don't want to go too far up on
the resolution. You wouldn't want to if you want to save money, but the economics are and are that you could.
What about actually a bigger screen?
Well, it will have to be smaller bezels.
That's what I mean.
If you can make it smaller bezels, definitely. And I think that will be the route more
that they will take.
Than they will take. More than just making the Wii, because I mean the Switch bigger, because a bigger Switch makes no sense.
No. It's fine the size it is.
This is Oh yeah, well, I might argue that it's a little too big. Actually,
No, it's not. It's fine.
No. Honestly, seriously.
I mean, if you're thinking of compared to a phone or a tablet,
no, true. Yeah, but remember, if they're trying to put it as this could be your portable also. Nah, it's kind of like you cannot put this in your pocket.
No.
Yeah,
it goes in its own little bag.
So I'm thinking, and unfortunately, the way I see it played, it will be more towards making it small. Well, no, because the Joy-Cons cannot be. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it'll have to be
the same. It
has to be the same size and smaller bezel. Oh yeah, I would.
Yeah, it would be good, right?
That would be damn. At that point, it's a buy. At that point, it's a freaking buy because the games are there. Looking a little, substantially, better. I will imagine a longer battery life. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm excited now. Forget what I said. I'm not down on it. I'm completely up.
You're welcome.
Nintendo has given me some Niagaras. I love that we're calling them Niagaras.
Hey, we're trying to be family friendly, guys.
Hey, we're not being sponsored. So.
This is true.
Yeah.
My next piece, sir, is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, yeah. That's coming sometime.
It does. And it's going to have some exclusive content to PlayStation 4. Oh, yeah, buddy. So, with exactly
exclusive, time exclusive, the cancer of gaming.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
This comes from Polygon, and with exactly 3 weeks to go until Red Dead Redemption 2 release, Sony has revealed the timed exclusive content that will be available in the game for the PlayStation 4. And while it's hard to tell from the small descriptions, most of it seems like small potatoes. I actually am going to post it because it goes into a lot of different things, but it's a lot of, so you have 3 items, essentially, is what it's going to include. So I'm just going to read it through it for you. When Rockstar Games unveiled Red Dead Redemption 2 all the way back in October, the publisher and Sony announced a marketing partnership through which PS4 players will receive first access to earn select online content in the game. They didn't really provide any specifics to it. Based on Sony and Rockstar's original wording, most people probably expected the exclusive content to be limited to the game's online component, which is Red Dead Online. As it turned out, there's more than that, just select online content. A total of 4 items will be exclusive to PlayStation 4.
4 items.
4 items. The Grizzlies Outlaw outfit, which consists of a long wool-lined coat over a leather vest, will be available both in the game's story mode on launch day and Red Dead Online.
And let me get, does it double the experience that you get as you play the game?
It's very dashing, though. So the other 3 items are the red chestnut Arabian horse, the alligator skin ranch cutter saddle, and the high roller double action revolver.
So
also known as the golden gun. No.
The golden. In other words, the equivalent of a pre-order bonus that you will get from Best Buy from Amazon.
Pretty much.
This is the exclusive content for PS4. I think Xbox people are going to be okay.
I think they'll survive.
I think it's not like Destiny, which is hiding whole content, behind the PlayStation. That's a lot more fucked up. The fact that, hey, you on an Xbox? Okay, yeah. So this content will not be available for you because screw you, plebes. This is for the players.
All 3 of those items will be exclusive to PlayStation 4 players for the first 30 days of Red Dead Online's release.
And it's just for 30 days?
It's just for 30 days.
What is this news?
Honestly, it's news because...
It was a slow week.
No, well, that too. But no, mostly because this, as you said before, this needs to stop.
Yeah.
This is ridiculously unnecessary. And the fact that what you're getting or what you're now promising, now it's sounding a little sad. What are you doing here?
Listen, exclusive anythings are bad for the it's sad, and this by both ways. I don't care what it is. It can come from exclusive on Microsoft side. It could become exclusive on Xbox on PlayStation side. I think the Gina just is hitting me.
I think so.
It needs to stop because it looks like a sad marketing attempt more than anything. And again, I starting to realize the fact that most of these games are not even made for us. I mean, they're made to give you the illusion of having fun, but in reality, they're just playing you.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the sad part.
It is sad,
but it wouldn't be sadder than the original author of The Witcher, the creator of the Witcher books, demanding from Project Red to pay them some royalties because, hey, I didn't know Witcher was going to become this famous.
Actually, I think he even said, "You're never going to make anything off of it."
You're never going to make anything off of it. So sure. So the Witcher developer CD Projekt Red has told original author and is it Andrzej Sapkowski?
Yeah, Andrzej Sapkowski. Yeah.
Okay.
Well done.
That they will not pay him more money for the license for his work. Sapkowski had demanded millions from CD Projekt Red after initially selling the rights to the developer for a lump sum rather than a percentage of the sales. See, that's where he fucked up big time.
Yep.
He and his legal team claims those rights were only for the first game, and therefore he's owed money for the sequels and expansions. In a notice issued to CD Projekt Red, he demanded 60 million Polish zlotys. Damn,
I don't know. Whatever their currency is, yeah.
Space bucks. More than $16 million. There you go. From CD Projekt Red, claiming he is due between 5 and 15% of the profits of the game based off his work. In the company's opinion, this is what CD Projekt Red says. In the company's opinion, the demands expressed in the notice are groundless. And now, with regard to their merit, as well as the stipulated amount, that's what CD Projekt Red said. The company has legitimately and legally acquired copyrights to Mr. Andrzej
Sapkowski.
Andrzej Sapkowski, thank you's work, insofar as is required for use in games developed by the company. All liabilities payable by the company in association therewith have been properly discharged. In the company, it is the company's will to maintain good relations with authors of works which have inspired CD Projekt Red's own creations added to CD Projekt Red, and it continues. But basically, it all comes down to this. So originally, the as you well said. The developer, the CD Projekt Red offered to pay the author
royalties.
Royalties on it. He said, "No, I want my money up front. It's not like you could do anything with it." I'm paraphrasing, of course.
The rumor of the original amount that he got paid off is somewhere between $9,000 to $10,000.
$9,000 to $10,000, exactly.
Which is what he said. He wanted money up front because he didn't feel he was going to receive anything. You guys are never going to make money off this. Remember that there was a Witcher series that did nothing. It was not really well received, an actual live action series.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, well, it was Polish. It was in there. So he felt no one's gonna like this shit. Give me my money.
Yeah, give me my money up front.
While I did, we did a little research here because I think Giovanni actually posted it on the group, and I looked into the actual. I read it all because it's like it's a lot, but they were especially legalese. They were citing the Article 44 of that particular thing, specifically stating that if there is a gross difference between the earnings of the acquirer versus the amount originally paid to the author, which is what they call the person who owns the IP, that he can claim. He can claim that through the court. The difference to say, hey, there's a bigger difference. Now, to be fair, that also first off, that also comes down to what the original contract was. If the original contract says this is it, you can't ask for anything else.
Yeah,
say hell deal. This is right here in writing.
Yeah.
That said. I can understand and I appreciate CD Projekt Red saying, we don't want to burn bridges with them because obviously I'm sure they do want to use Witcher, at some point, going forward. And they have.
But they don't have to ask permission because they bought the rights.
They do, yeah. But I'm saying they don't want to run into an issue and then have this, this relationship burned, basically.
Yeah. Well, it is already though.
Whose fault is that? He's the one who burned him himself. He's like, no.
Yeah.
And then first off, that's what I meant to say, that they, if that's part of the original contract, there's nothing you can do about it. However, if it's not, it's still going to be a flat sum. And as we all know, when you do a lawsuit, you shoot high because you're going to settle for somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. At the end of it, that was the smart thing. This, and Nick might sound like, whichever way you want to take it, it sounds like, this dumbass, he's requesting, he already sold, the rights, and now he's demanding more and stuff like that. But the thing is, he could almost be considered as already having won, because in the fact of it, the way this is me, by the way, and of course I'm not a law person, nor that I mean to interpret it in any way, but I'm just saying, I don't think this is gonna end in, it is what it is. You get nothing, get out.
No.
Because again,
there's gonna be some sort of.
So at some point, so it's like you said, they're gonna shoot. He's gonna shoot high. But it's going to be a settlement. And in that settlement, he's going to be compensated well enough for him not to continue pursuing.
Correct. First thing they're going to say is, this is what we're doing, and in order for you to get this, you have to sign this.
Yeah.
And this is saying you will never come back to bother us.
No, and you will not disclose the amount of the settlement.
Correct. Yeah, that too.
So in reality, and the reason I bring it up is because there were people saying already, like, CD Projekt is fucked now, because that means they screwed themselves, because he is the author, and based on this law, like I don't know exactly where was the part where CD Projekt was going to be fucked, because CD Projekt can pay him. They can pay him the 60 minutes and still be very okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I doubt that's going to happen.
They own GOG, for the record. CD Projekt. CD Projekt Red is the actual development group.
Right.
CD Projekt actually the bigger company which owns GOG. So it's like they're while it's not huge as Steam, as big as Steam, they're doing it okay.
Yeah, no, exactly.
They're not gonna.
They definitely have the money. But what I'm trying to say is that this in no way affects the sales of any future usage of even Geralt, which is also by CD Projekt Red said it's not, his story is over. He's not planning on using it. Perhaps maybe in the card games, as they come and all that, they may mention that.
He's in there.
Yeah, he's in there. So there you go. But this is not going to hinder CD Projekt Red from creating more stuff in the Witcher universe. Because, again, we have to remember, the rights were sold for them to develop. Now, what I'm a little confused is how much merit does that this was only for one game has? Because I don't think that language would have been used in the contract. Only for one game. Yeah, because that makes no sense. Yeah, I don't think that will basically limit you to making
just that one game. Yeah, and by making that one game, and that one game being a hit, by the way, the first Witcher. Yeah. Obviously, you would have seen the writing on the wall if he tried to make a second one, and you knew that was the original contract was just for one. So
yeah. At the end of the day, they can literally pay in the 60 million. That's still gonna be a pittance compared to what that game has made, what that company has, and all that, and be fine. It's just it sets a very, very bad precedent for future cases like this. I'm sure there have been some other people that have written contracts for the right to use their characters and the whatever, and there being a gross difference in between what they originally agreed to versus what the company ended up making of their project. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll be fine too, honestly.
All right, so let's do, now that we're here, let's just do some quick hits on some final news pieces. First off,
That's rapid fire.
that is rapid fire. Rapid fire! Telltale has laid off more of its remaining staff, guys. As you know, we've been following this for a little while here. With no warning, Telltale laid off the majority. This is, by the way, from GameSpot. Laid off the majority of its staff in September, offering no severance. It did, however, keep on a skeleton crew of 25 people that were set to be staying on for the foreseeable future. Just 2 weeks after word of the situation first broke, it appears that even those remaining staffers are now been let go. Former narrative director Raquel Noel shared on Twitter, news on Twitter saying, "Hey, remember how we were going to be a skeleton crew staying on for a while and I was part of it? Nah, just kidding. We're all just laid off too."
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's kind of sad. So, claims of mismanagement and mismanagement of Telltale has been abound for some time, and Noel seemed to reaffirm these allegations in a follow-up tweet stating, "I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. 80-hour crunch weeks, mismanagement of some of the industry's top talent. All those moments will be lost in time like tears in rain."
Wow.
Interesting quote that she mentioned there. Apparently, there was a subsequent quote to mention that actually it was just her team, so a portion of the 25 that got let go. So little by little, they are slowly dying away, unfortunately, the company itself. No news piece. We did mention a little while back that there was going to be a rebooted She-Ra animated cartoon,
and it looks terrible.
Well, the new trailer's out, and I'm gonna just, obviously I didn't mention it for the trailer of the week, and I'll post it on the on this particular thing, and you guys tell me. That's all I'm gonna say about
I
that.
feel like, and this is a trend that I've been noticing with the cartoons when I compare it to the cartoons of my youth. You know,
no comparison. Yeah.
I know there is a level of rushness, almost, I want to say, and like sloppiness, and
I
just
agree.
like it
feels like
it's like the art is not taken seriously. You might say it's stylized, but I say no, this looks lazy as fuck.
Exactly. I have to agree with you that seems to be the excuse that comes to, oh no, this is maybe stylized, or maybe this is the artistic impression they're going
is their
for.
vision,
and it's just like,
this
just looks like
cheap. This looks like cheap animation, you know. Not a lot of effort put in it. It just to shit something and put it on. Yeah, see, this
actually looks not bad.
Actually, yeah, compared to the original He-Man and She-Ra, this looks pretty bad.
Bad?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
This
think it actually looks okay. That's all right.
I don't know. I'm not
for what She-Ra was. I mean, yeah.
For what do you mean for what She-Ra was? She-Ra was a great animated cartoon.
I think even He-Man and She-Ra was just okay. I mean, really,
the animation of it.
Yeah, yeah.
This was Filmation, bro.
I mean, you're talking about the animation. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no. I'm talking about the animation, not the. Yeah,
This
I'm
one
talking
looks
about the quality of it. This could possibly have better storylines because I will hope that they will put some effort on making some interesting stories
on some
that are relatable towards the people that live in this century. But so were the stories told, back in the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, and those were very very associating and or cells of animation that what I'm seeing in here, and it for some reason it's taking me back to that time that we reported the story of that horrible Thundercats reboot.
Thundercats Roar.
That guy could go to hell. That guy could just straight up go to hell.
That was really bad.
That was insulting.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
My last piece, guys. Toys R Us bankruptcy auction has been canceled. And the brand is set for revival.
Boys from your world.
Well played. I like that. Toys R Us will live to see another day as its controlling lenders choose to pull out of the bankruptcy auction. They intend to revive the business brand behind the Toys R Us and Babies R Us brand names. The goal is to create new domestic retail operating businesses while maintaining its licensing of certain products worldwide, according to the court documents that were filed on Monday. So, very interesting.
So what are they going to do? They're going to reopen the stores that they closed?
I think they're looking at, I mean,
Or
these
some
are,
of them at least?
Ooh.
Or some of them at least?
I just want to think, I think they're going, if they're smart, they'll start small. They'll keep, a small portion of it, stock it well, keep everything, up to date as far as, the content.
Why don't they just become an online press? Well, I guess there's no...
Maybe they can do that. If they keep themselves small, then they can just maybe open warehouses.
Yeah, but for toys, though, I feel like...
If you can do it
at that point...
If you could do it at a better price. That's the thing. If you
That
can
will have to be
actually
the point, yeah.
literally beat Amazon prices, and let's be real, Amazon has a lot and it has good prices, but doesn't have everything.
No.
You know what I mean? So if you can actually specialize in this little market, it's possible. It's possible. I mean.
It is possible, but they will have to offer some... Because I feel like that the crux of Toys R Us was that they were competing against Walmart. And let's face it, nobody has lower prices than Walmart when it comes to toys and stuff like that.
If they can,
So,
that's the deal. If they can keep themselves smaller, then maybe they can.
At this point, it'll probably be just the brand recognition. But
too.
for brand recognition amongst parents, I feel like they will have to have some sort of retail presence.
Yeah, no,
maybe
I'm saying,
small.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, maybe small. That's it?
That's all I got.
All right. So I got maybe a couple things. Maybe just this one, and we'll wrap it up. So Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming.
I do.
How excited are you for Kingdom Hearts 3?
I want to be, but I'm not.
All right, let's have a little side conversation of the type that we usually have.
Okay.
I need to know why. And this, by the way, this is not a critique piece. I'm not hating on
No,
the
you're
game.
just asking a question.
I'm just very curious because I look at it and I don't see it, but I realize that it's not for me. I just want to know what is it that people see it. But rather than ask those people, I don't have those.
You don't have those people.
I
here.
have Mad Dog. I want to ask Mad Dog.
So
And you guys could go ahead and chime in the
Give
forums.
your-
I know Jason will probably have a good lot to say.
absolutely,
He's very eloquent when it comes to to that and explaining. So what is that attracts people towards this particular series?
So
Mad Dog?
to me, my personal opinion is that what really attracts a lot of people is first and foremost the Disney aspect. No,
okay.
anime. The Disney aspect. Disney is huge. There are. I mean, we live in Florida. We know how big fucking Disney is. Okay, Disney is huge.
They own us.
And to have a game that will have characters from the film that are probably voiced by the same actors of the film, and to have actual storylines that take place in it, and to have multiple of these happen in one game and treated well in the sense of it's going to be a good working game because this is coming from Square. It's not going to be a half-assed game from Activision. You know what I mean?
That's fire.
Well, come on. Let's call a duck what a duck is.
Come on. Call of Duty's all right.
But I think that's specifically where it comes from. Then, of course, you have the people who have been into the Kingdom Hearts since the beginning and have followed every title since. And there are a lot of them, believe it or not. But I really think that what originally pulled them in was that Disney thing. Dude, we knew there was a gentleman who used to work with us, an older guy. I can't remember his name now, poor guy. But Tim. Yes, you remember him. Yes. He was so big into Disney, dude. He absolutely loved Disney. And you know what? He is not a like this random guy. No, that is big, dude. It is that freaking big. Yeah.
A movement.
Yeah. And it's just a movement and stuff that you and I are not into, which is why we don't see it. We don't know. I like Disney,
but
Disney
I'm not,
too. I'm not that huge on it. I need to see every freaking Disney movie that comes out.
Yeah.
Although nowadays I pretty much am because everything's coming from Disney. So, but anyway, my point is that I think that's where the attraction comes in, because old people and young, everybody can get into this. It's very similar to the Fortnite thing in the sense that anyone can play it. It's not meant for older people. It's not meant for kids. It's meant for everyone.
Yeah, but
that's the same thing.
But because I understand the aspect of Disney. but then they mix it with this like completely.
Oh, that's where it loses me. Yeah.
They mix it with this completely off the wall Japanese, super anime portion of it, which
The
for the
heartless,
purposes,
the nobodies.
it shouldn't coalesce. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Like it shouldn't be put together almost, yet it does. And maybe that is the attraction, the fact of seeing these two completely different weird worlds. Because
it could be, yeah.
It's like,
and that's the other thing. It's probably extremely huge out in in the eastern countries, in Japan and all this.
It's really huge here.
No, I know, but I'm saying because of
why.
the combination. Honestly, that's the really only thing I can think of, man. It's the combination of having a Disney product with lots of these Disney characters and bringing all the new ones in. I don't know if they're including Marvel, and I don't think they've included it.
No,
they got Big Hero 6. So that's technically Marvel.
But they really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Big Hero 6 is a Marvel product.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
I did not for the life of me.
Yeah.
But I saw that as a big, huge missed opportunity. It's like, where's the Star Wars character? Where's the Marvel Cinematic Universe
They
characters?
could be leaving those for
like,
surprises. You don't know.
Yeah, but
you know.
I don't feel like this is the game where
Star
it gets
Wars,
DLC. Star Wars, yeah, totally. I
I
mean,
know what I'm saying. I just don't know. When it comes to all the characters on there, I'm like, I don't know about
it's
Star
a Disney
Wars.
property.
It is a Disney property. I just don't know if it goes well with what's there. But maybe that's just.
I mean, we're talking about Disney.
I know.
Anime. Anything should go
I know.
together. Yeah.
But I have limits.
Star Wars is where you draw the line.
Star Wars, like no.
Listen, don't mix Star Wars.
Star Wars is a space opera that's a very Western feel to it. It just doesn't go
it's
with
perfect
this
for Sora
anime pop stuff.
and duodecims and shit like that.
Yeah.
So if you had the opportunity to caught up on the games, then
if I can catch up with all the little games that they released, there's no way. I honestly, I played the first one to completion and I enjoyed it. I really liked it. Again, it's a fun game. You know what I mean? I like seeing the characters and seeing how they use it in the story. I played the second one and I mean, I don't know. I got pretty far in it. I just, again, when I started introducing these weird the nobodies and the guys in the hoods, and it's like, well, who are these? And then it's the Keyblade is a Keyblade, and then suddenly there are thousands of Keyblades. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought this was the one and only. You know what I mean? Things started losing me there, but. That said, you have people who can sit here and explain exactly what's going on to you and say, this is why this is who the nobodies are, and then all this other crap.
How about when it started coming into? Did you keep playing when they started getting into fractions?
No, never got there. No.
Okay.
I mean, those are also a lot of them were on the PSP and all this other stuff, which I wasn't playing it. So.
What if I told you that Kingdom's Heart, all of them, are coming on a collection for PS4?
Only?
Yeah, no,
of course. Fucking
it's
Sony guy is the only one who wants this shit anyway.
That's the Kingdom Hearts, the story so far is what the collection is called.
Oh my god!
It features.
So they're actually insinuating that. Yeah,
you kind of need
all this.
Yeah, you kind of need to know the duodecims and
that's gonna hurt their
and
soul.
all the birds of my sleep.
Jesus.
The story so far collection features 6 games in one package.
Wow.
For $30.
What?
Yes.
$30?
That's all for $40 maybe, which is still crazy.
Yeah. That's
I think it's $39.99.
Shit. I think you just might have talked me into it. I'm like, I was expecting like an $80 package or something like that. Wow.
Square Enix is releasing a Kingdom Hearts compilation called, as I mentioned, Kingdom Hearts, the story so far. I'm surprised that it's not called Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, 3 times 9 divided by 12. When you got your social security number, XYZ 3
365
transferring.
Yeah, transferring.
Kingdom Hearts, the story so far, is a collection of the Kingdom Hearts games, which spans 9 chapters of the series. The compilation will be made available for PS4 and includes the following games. I wanted to get to this part because I wanted to mention the games. Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Kingdom Hearts Change of Memories.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts 358 divided by 2 days HD remastered cinematics.
Cinematics. Wow.
It's a game, but it has remastered cinematics. What do you know?
That's in the title?
That's in the title of the game.
Jesus Christ. Fucking Square.
Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix. Kingdom Hearts coded HD remaster cinematics.
Oh my goodness.
You counted 6.
Yeah.
But there's more. It says Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue.
Prologue? Yeah. Oh my
This
God.
is the reason I asked.
Yeah. I can tell you right now, at $40, that's actually pretty fucking brilliant. I'm going to tell you the truth. That is brilliant. Because it has me going, well, maybe I can catch up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, nah, I never played
Maybe I
that
can
PS2.
actually play 6 games, even though in reality I'm never going to play all 6 games.
Yeah. I mean, at $40, dude. You know what it is? It's a collector's mentality. It's like, with $40, I have the entire set. You know what I mean? I have everything.
Plus, it already sets you up to buy the third one.
Exactly. It's like,
which is actually the 9th one or whatever the number is.
Oh my goodness.
Kingdom Hearts, and I love these titles. Dream Drop Distance HD.
Oh.
This is the reason why I'm like shocked to the core that nobody at Disney, at core Disney, at Walt Disney, look at this and be like, what the fuck are they talking about here?
Yeah. I mean,
it's like, what the hell is this? Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep. A fragmentary passage. A fragmentary passage.
My goodness.
And then Kingdom Hearts Cross back cover movie, or I don't know if it's COS or X or whatever. Anyway, I just wanted to mention the names.
Yeah.
They're hilarious. The games are not listed in chronological order. Okay, just so you know, which will be confusing to those new to the series. Thankfully, the Kingdom Hearts wiki already has a timeline on it. Let's see. The Kingdom Hearts, the story so far is available for pre-order through the Square Enix online store. I participate in retailers as well, such as Amazon. It will be released on October 30th.
Oh shit, that's right around the corner.
For $39.99. It will be a US only release at this time. So that should get you. I mean, you have until then from October 30th to January 29th to finish all of the games and start playing
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3, God knows what the fuck they're gonna name it afterwards.
Insert title here.
Insert title here. HTTP :
My goodness.
/ 365 Bird by Sleep.
So
when the walls fell.
Look forward to that October 31st.
October. God, I lost it. Just rewind on the podcast.
Okay.
No, October 30th. October 30th. My
Awesome.
sister's birthday.
All right, guys.
Let me see. I just wanted to mention. Nope. I think I'm good on that.
Awesome. All right, guys. We'll be right back with our hot topic of the week. We're back, guys, and we're going to go into our hot topic of the week.
You mean the hot topic of the week?
The hot topic.
I thought we were going to melody. What is it called?
Oh, melody?
Melody this one also.
Oh, we can try it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The hot topic of the week. Oh, we were way off there. Jesus Christ. Horrible.
Hot topic.
That's disgusting.
Ew.
Hot topic, guys, is simple. It is the new business of grinding. And what we mean by that essentially is nowadays, it seems to be that a lot of major AAA games are including, I like the Jim Sterling, AAA. AAA games are including essentially, you're going to have to grind in order to level up. And of course, you can pay to kind of speed that process up with real money. Obviously, completely optional. But then, of course, does that mean that the game has been altered in some way to, steer you into the direction of saying, I
don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to play the game that I spent $60 for long.
Yeah.
I just want to finish this, get it over with, get my $60 plus $10
plus, yeah. This isn't unheard of. Obviously, we heard this before with Shadow of War. Shadow of War had that, and I think people were pretty quick to throw that shit right back in his face.
This has come way, way before that with a bunch of EA titles back in the 360 and PlayStation 3 era. Where they would release games. And if you wanted to level up faster, I believe Need for Speed even had this at one point. You could just pay for what is essentially the equivalent of a coin doubler. Or call it an XP doubler or whatever it is. It's just basically less effort and faster
rewards.
Faster reward, yeah.
So there's a couple articles, and I'm going to read. This actually comes from a review from Games Beat, stating this is regarding. Oh, by the way, I should talk about Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey
is the most recent one that seems to be on it. It doesn't seem to be a big issue. Not many reviews seem to be including it or mentioning it or saying it's an issue.
Yeah.
However, there are some that do. So it makes me wonder. And I'll get to what it makes me wonder.
I'm kind of shocked that I haven't seen a Jim Sterling video just yet, although that might change by tomorrow.
Yeah, that could be. According to the GamesBeat reviewer, I was making good progress with my character up until level 15. At that point, I had a story mission that required me to take on a level 17 assassin. That was so challenging that I decided to get myself to level 17 first. But it took me 6 hours to get from level 15 to 17. That's the crux of what a lot of these stories are saying is essentially not only it seems to be tuned to a certain thing where in order for you to feel okay taking people on, you kind of want to be at their level. Particularly stealth takedown, which is a pretty big thing in Assassin's Creed, I would assume. However, if you are not their level or even one level under, the stealth option will never come up. And obviously, if
you will never be stealthy enough to take me.
If you were 2 or more levels under, you're looking at quite the battle. You know what I mean? So obviously, this is kind of seems to be pushing towards, hey, that we have this little thing you can get. Let me see what its name here because I can't even remember what it's called. It's the permanent XP boost. And you can do this, and it's available for 1,000 credits, 1,000 Helix credits,
which you cannot get. You cannot gain in game.
You cannot gain in game. Nope. The most affordable option to get the XP boost is to spend $9.99.
There you go
on the Helix credit.
$10.
But members of the Ubi Club can also use their virtual coins they've earned by playing the game to buy 2-hour XP boosts that give them 25% more XP while these are active.
Oh, well, that makes it all right then.
Each boost costs 10 coins. You earn a decent amount of coins just for playing through the campaign.
But what if I don't have enough points? Can I buy more points?
Probably.
Because you know me, I'm all about spending the money on virtual items.
Yeah. It doesn't really...
Especially consumables. Coins, if they're consumables, I'm game with that.
Yeah.
I am very excited.
Evidently, this is not new to Assassin's Creed either. Apparently, Origins did have the Helix credit system. However, one thing that game seemed to not have was this push to grind because you know what I mean. The difficulty behind it wasn't, hey, let's make it a little bit more difficult. And I wanted to ask you because I came up with a little bit of a theory. It's like we know what happened with EA We know what happened with Warner Brothers with Shadow War. We know what happened with these guys, and we know that the reason why it seemed so blatant was because of this sort of a switch they turned on. It wasn't something that they hid or gradually changed. It was just, hey, you went from doing one thing to suddenly, why can't I? What's taking so long to get to this level so I can get this thing, whatever, you know?
Right.
They basically went from one end of the spectrum to the other. Here's Ubisoft. Obviously, the Helix system was available in Origins. Maybe there was a little bit of a difficulty spike as you try to go through the levels. Maybe they're slowly, small tweaking, making it to the point where it's not too. Like I said, a lot of reviewers don't seem to be mentioning it. Do you think that that's what they're doing? This is their new way of doing it. We won't go from night to day. We'll go from night to early morning to morning to, you know what I mean?
It's a gradual change. It's already been demonstrated that we have been accepting more and more abuse. And what I mean by abuse, I mean it all started with microtransactions and horse armor, right? But it was like ridiculous. The thought of spending, I think it was like $5 or something like that, in what was essentially a useless item, a useless cosmetic that you can add to your freaking horse on a game, right? But little by little, this company have been gradually grooming us into accepting, microtransactions, DLC, loot boxes, and now excessive grind as part of their strategy to sell us more games. Make it the norm. In the case of the
Odyssey?
Shadow War. With Shadow War, it was a little too extreme. They went they cranked it up a little too hard to where you get to a portion of the game where suddenly you haven't been grinding because you have been doing your missions, and of course, I mean, technically, yes, you're grinding, but not to the extent of, now to get to the next level of what I need to do or to close this chapter, I have to spend all this time trying to get all these orcs, or I can just pay this amount and buy some legendary orcs, and I don't have to do this shit. You know what I mean? So that looked very bad. In the case of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, they're not doing anything new, but that doesn't mean that it's not bad. Because
that also doesn't mean they're not tweaking something.
It's bad. Well, and that's the thing, because the argument, this is everybody's argument. I feel, and the reason why everybody's okay with it suddenly, and nobody calls on attention on these things, it's like, well, I'll just not use it. I don't have to. It's optional. So so what if what if people, there are people that don't have the time to play games. They have a way. What do you have against accessibility? And I feel like sometimes their actions might be noble thinking of that, but in reality, you're missing the entire point of it. The entire point is that this is, or I haven't played Assassin's Creed to know, and the fact that this is the experience of a couple of reviewers versus like everybody else, which doesn't seem to to bother, makes me think that maybe they find a way to do it to where it's not where it's not predatory, even though it still is. Yeah. The fact is that these developers are altering gameplay mechanics in order to get you to just give up and spend the money. And they're doing so. I mean, they are hiring experts, and they are studying behavior, gamer behavior, to try to get you to do this. And I mean, just look at the casino's business have this down packed. They already know exactly how to set up everything, to the position of the machines, to the exits, to to everything
to pump in
keep you there,
inside to keep you alert,
keep you playing there, to keep you right. So this is the equivalent. It's happening with the franchises that you know and love. That's why I keep saying, and the joke is, in today's gaming, the games play you, because in reality they are trying to get you to the point where you're like, well, screw it, this is taking too long, and I've done all this so far. I want to see the end, and I want to see it because I want to play the next thing. So fine, I'll just spend the $10 to get the coin, the XP doubler, and be on my merry way. But in the meantime, the people that don't do that, they're subjected to the longer, more rigorous
version of the game,
because just by nature of not being able to level up so fast. And that's the crux. The crux is not, people that don't have time to play play games. This makes it more accessible. No, well, have an easy mode then.
That's also
what is it?
Yeah, that's also something. You know what I mean? That's also.
But that's a difficulty level. Honestly,
yeah, exactly.
The argument that is a difficulty level.
Which
make it easy.
Yeah, a lot of these games don't seem to have difficulty levels
because they don't need to anymore. Because now if they can sell you the easy
you can
mode,
pay for the easy mode.
Exactly. And that's the problem. When they're altering the game in order to make you play, that's when you know that. I mean,
the question here is, or rather, the difference here, I think, is that it's not really the easy mode you're paying for. You're literally paying for normal. You know what I mean? Because the particular XP boost thing that they have, the permanent XP boost thing they have, there was one of the articles that I have here was mentioning how if you get this literally early on in the game, you are playing the game almost at what it was intended to be, because you will, everything scales with you as normal, but you will be at that level that you need to be throughout the game. So it's like, it almost feels like you're playing
on normal,
an Assassin's Creed game on normal. If you have this, if you don't, then you're actually already cranked up to a much more difficult level.
Now we have to preface by the fact that, again, none of us have played it.
No. I'm going based on. We're going based on the.
I intend to give my honest opinion, on it. I don't care. It's a Ubisoft game. At the end of the day, it's either gonna be good or it's gonna suck. I played a recent Ubisoft game to completion. That sucked. Far Cry 4. So
5. Yeah, Far Cry 5.
Far Cry 5. Sorry. Yes. So yeah, I will have no qualms saying and I will have no qualms on dropping it like a hot potato if it becomes a chore.
I'll tell you one thing though, it's one of those things that they did again based on what people are saying. A lot of the early stuff is great. You know what I'm saying? It the pacing early on, perfect. You know what I mean? Even when you don't have it, it's like, okay, it's difficult. You'll do side missions, and side missions alone will already kind of level you up. But you do run out of those eventually, and you kind of have to get to the end game, and that's where it seems to be the issue of it. But what that does, and I wonder if you noticed that, is we all know that with what do you call it, Steam, 2 hours you can give it back. But if we can give you the most spectacular 2 hours you can have, you won't give it back. You won't get a refund. And you're now stuck with the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's an issue of Steam alone, and I think that's an outlier. At the end, if you play this game,
maybe not as big as console, but it's a big chunk.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but
then you have, of course, on top of that, you have those who paid how much to get it early so they can play it early in the week.
The $120. Yeah,
double the price just so you can play it.
Steam is not the only out to play games on. They could have bought it from Uplay and be fucked. Or they can buy it from Origin and actually return it almost whenever they want. Because I think Origin has, surprisingly enough, a little bit more of a leeway when it comes to returns.
I don't know about Origin.
From what nobody does it. Nobody plays something.
Hence the reason they let you all that time.
So exactly. So it's to say the argument it being that sure, if you want to. If you want to play it and you spend 30 hours and you got your feel, well, at least you could call it, okay, I got my, my money's worth. But that's still not, it shouldn't then push you to, well, now I want to get, I want to get the coin doubler because I need to see the ending. If that's the plan all
My
along.
issue there is, I mean, I don't know about you, but I buy games and I buy games to complete them or to beat them. You know what I mean? And these type of little things that they're implementing are just hindrances for me to because I don't want to pay more than the. Now, here's the deal. I've been a proponent of saying, hey, if a game is worth a certain amount, then you know what? Sell it for $70. If you sell it for $70 and it has everything the way it should be, I'll pay it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you have these little games that you play with those who aren't paying for everything, you know what I mean? It's like you almost have to pay to play the good version. You know what I mean? It's like,
if you want to get the complete
that?
version, you need to pay $110 for it. And
exactly. So
everything else, it's...
I mean, let me tell you, if you pay $120 and you get to play it 5 days earlier, seriously, you better throw in that XP boost for free. I mean, seriously, because that's what the hell is that?
Hey, and I've been, and you better put a lot more. For example, I threw in $100 for playing Forza. I didn't get to play it early because my computer wasn't working. But
but yeah,
I still got. I know the amount of time that I will play that game. I know I'm a huge fan of that game, and I know that I'm going to want to have the expansions. Rather than wait for them to come at a higher price. So at that point, I was like, okay, this is a game that I know I'm a fan of. I know that, sure, I'll pay for that. But just $100, for $120, yes, you first of all, nobody's judging you for spending that amount of money.
No, not at all.
You pay what you feel, what is value to you, and if your value to you is $120. Then that's fine. You get to play early. That's an awesome perk. It sounds bad that they're doing it, but at the same time, it is bad. It is. Yeah, it is an advantage that is worth something,
perhaps,
and also getting the additional content, and it'll have to depend on how good is the additional.
I
content.
assume you're getting additional content with the 120.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, because if it's just playing it 5 days early, then I'm sorry.
No,
I have to disagree and say
nobody has done that.
You overpaid
yet.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure EA is working on that right now.
At some point, at some point it gets to that.
So again, this is not to say in any way that the game evidently is receiving rave reviews. I mean, I haven't seen anything
it's
bad.
It's the best Assassin's Creed that I care two shits about Assassin's Creed. This game has gotten me interested in the previous Assassin's Creed that I ignored just because of the name was Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
just because of of the fact that it's a soft reboot. So yeah, you better believe I'm gonna try
it. Even these reviewers who mentioned these did not give it bad reviews because of it. You know what I mean? So maybe it's just a small little hiccup. Maybe it's poor coding. Whatever. Maybe they can just go in and adjust it correctly. However. I don't.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't. It looks bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just to even hear from a few people who go, this feels a little bit off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're talking about people who this is what they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you also have to take in consideration those who did not mention it. They got the game for free. Most likely a lot of these reviewers, they don't pay for the game, so to them. Maybe the grind is okay because, who cares? I didn't pay for this. You know what I mean? So just keep it in mind. Again, I don't want to put the game down, especially since it's coming out and I haven't even played it. So I really am not trying to put it down. I just feel that it caught me off guard when I saw that. And I was looking everywhere to see who else is saying this. And only a couple of places were. And I'm like, why is this? What's going on here?
I think you posted it. They're like, why is anybody talking about this?
Yeah, it's like, I don't understand why it's not being brought up. And again, maybe it's just so subtle that nobody's, it's not really bothering anybody.
Yeah.
But I will curious to see what the next Assassin's Creed does, if they turn it up to the next level.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I'll be curious to know with this one, because if you guys remember, with Shadow of War, for example, which was very contentious because of the fact that it had that grind at the end. it got to a point where after all the sales were pretty much done and the game has slowed down, where they decided to remove that, and not just remove the store where you can buy the orcs and the XP boosts and crap like that, but also adjust the endings, the end game, so that it'll be system, so that it'll be manageable to do without having to resort to the super grind.
That is extremely ballsy. Let's just say,
we sold you the game with the trap.
Yeah,
we're gonna take the trap now.
And all you people who paid this year that it was out, thank you so much for supporting us.
Yeah, exactly. And fuck you, we got your money.
Yeah, exactly.
In reality, that
there's nothing you.
That's what this is. And this is, this is a strategy that I expect. It's already in Destiny.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, we're mentioning the two games because those are the two games that are coming to mind that have been blatant about it. But honestly, Destiny has been very, very blatant about it also, because you could actually buy XP boosts every time you buy an advantage on a game, regardless of what it is. That game has become a pay to win. That game is a pay to win, basically.
Yeah,
because the fat wallets will get the best. And people ask me, well, why should that matter? Why should that hinder your fun? And again, it doesn't. Like in the case of Destiny, who cares? It's a MMO on a single player game. Yeah, your experience is it's just your experience versus the experience of the other, and live by and let live. But is when the developers start messing up with your experience in order to try to get your money. Imagine if there was a game that you were playing and every 5 minutes it would start throwing pop-ups for ads.
Yeah.
How annoying would that be?
And you paid $60 for this game.
And you pay for $60 for,
you have
for
ads,
this game. How annoying would that be?
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end. Any further thoughts on this other than I will definitely want a full review of this game for next week.
I don't know if full review,
you're probably only going to be like level 7.
I'll give you yeah, I know, right? It's
with the grind.
It's his impressions. Honestly, no. I was even with the thought of it, and honestly, I didn't even I was looking at reviews and letters, right? And they have been honestly for Assassin's Creed game, it has been stellar.
Yeah,
it caught my attention.
Yeah,
I needed to know. Also, like I mentioned at the beginning, I built a new system. I needed something to test it with, and what better way? Because Forza, yes, I am playing Forza Horizon, but Forza Horizon is not the type of game that I will dedicate solely to play, because it's not like it has its own story. Yeah, it has a campaign, but it's not really a story campaign. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
It's just a bunch of races
back to
back. But yeah, so I am looking forward, and I know a lot of you are excited about Red Dead Redemption 2, and it looks great. It looks fantastic. It's just not my type of game, so I'll be skipping that one.
Plus, it's not coming PC.
Yeah, if it was on PC, I would probably consider it strongly, because at that point, like, it'll be a PC showcase. Like Grand Theft Auto, to this day, I still consider a PC showcase, Grand Theft Auto 5, because it looks amazing. But yeah, this is probably the last hurrah game that I can see myself looking forward this year.
For the rest of the year.
Yeah, for the rest of the year. So yeah.
Makes sense. Well, thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. Please, as always, don't forget to go to goodgame.tech and join the conversation there. And please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone.
And if you are a member of the group already, invite your friends.
Yeah. Let them know.
Don't be selfish. This is not just for you, okay? This is bring your friends on, and your friends can be more friends.
Yeah.
And they can bring their friends, and we can be friends. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
We're doing this every week. All right?
Thank you so much.
All right, keep banging. Now do you wonder why they call me Big Papa?
Oh, my goodness. Thanks so much again. I do want to give a quick shout out to Giovanni and all the guys over at Nivel Escondido. I caught up with their podcast, and I had a whole lot of fun listening to it. These guys are hilarious. If you are interested in the podcast, it's a Spanish podcast, and it is Nivel Escondido. I think it's nivelescondido.com, if I'm not mistaken, or Nivel_Escondido. I really should have.
Or Google it.
Yeah,
or Google Nivel Escondido on all the podcasts.
On all the podcasts.
On all the podcasts, because they're everywhere.
Yes. They're on Twitch as well.
They're everywhere, dude. They have a very strong
community.
Like follow-up community.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, they sound great. That listen to the podcast, following whenever I get the chance of seeing. Every now and then I might pop up. I don't know anybody, so I don't say, I should probably say hello. So let them know, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
Plus Giovanni has the dulce tones.
Yeah, he does.
If you want to hear a very sexy, manly voice,
unbelievable.
That's where you go.
Yeah, that's what you want.
And that might be the liquor talking.
It just may be.
My phone just dropped.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
GG!